First of all, Vanguard Saga of Heroes was an MMORPG that released back in 2007 and due to not being optimized or ready for launch, didn't make it and was shut down in 2014. Even though they had brought the game to a very playable state and tried many different avenues to attract new players, out of the 242,000 or so copies sold of Vanguard, this MMO released in just too shoddy of a state to make a recovery and get the players back. In my opinion, a lot of us didn't know the game was even fixed or was playable, and we just never looked back. It didn't help that Vanguard Saga of Heroes was released around the time of World of Warcraft's first expansion, the Burning Crusade. But Vanguard Saga of Heroes is an MMORPG that is very special, and for many people out there, it holds some of their favorite MMO times, and it is playable today thanks to a hard-working indie team being led by Xenix on a private server called BGO Emu. I have links in the description down below. If you click the show more down there, you'll see that and you can get started yourself. And before we continue any further, if you enjoy MMORPG content, this is your place. Please subscribe and help this channel grow. Now let's hear from our sponsors, the members of Napalm, and then we'll talk about why you should give Vanguard a shot in 2022. Hey, listen up! I want to give a thank you to the members of Napalm. You are the sponsors of this channel, and thank you for your support. I think you are interested in becoming a member, so strap on your gear, equip your weapon, and cast the spell of awesome by clicking join down below the video for options. And I want to give a very special thank you to the Lords of Napalm. Bounty Code, Jared Woodhouse, Daimlos, Farthest Reach, Sparrow, Christopher Hensel, Random Rob, Kenneth Kramer, Zelic Lived, Rodden Yo Mom, and Greenhouse. Thank you for your highest tier membership. Now let's talk about today and where we stand with the beloved open world MMORPG that is Vanguard Saga of Heroes. The only way to play Vanguard Saga of Heroes at the time of this recording is on the Emulation server I spoke of earlier, and I have links to get started in the description, and the server is currently in alpha state. And although there is plenty of content to consume and plenty for you to play on a regular basis and just have a ton of fun, it isn't complete yet. The developers are working hard with no pay, by the way, just their passion of trying to make Brad McQuaid's world still be playable for the fans. So by playing and submitting bug reports, you are contributing to get this server into beta and launch status. But that's not all, my friends. You see, I've been campaigning to get Daybreak or EG7's attention since they own the IP, and even though they are doing literally nothing with it, I want to show them there is a generous amount of people interested in Vanguard Saga of Heroes in a fully playable state. There are a few ways I could see this go down. One would require very little effort from Daybreak or EG7, which is just give this emulation team the database where all the information they would need to get their servers to a launch state. In other words, as the game was when it was shut down in 2014. And many of you are probably thinking, yeah right, why would they do that? Well, they are making exactly $0 on it right now. By releasing that database, the game can live on in the history of MMORPGs, and Brad's vision would be preserved. Join me on the streams as I play Vanguard, or even better, log in and play yourself and help boost the population, and have some fun with us to boost the attention until Daybreak or EG7 can no longer ignore it. Of course, if they want to sell the IP, in that case we can figure that out as a community, or perhaps they want to release a server on their own. Whatever it takes, Vanguard Saga of Heroes is an MMORPG that just simply shouldn't be ignored. It's an open world with dungeons that have no loading. You just go right in. It has giant public dungeons. We have explored quite a few of them, including one that was like a vast version of Unrest, with undead and vampires and creepy secret passageways. I talked with the developer, and he informed me that Vanguard actually has around 250 some dungeons. Some small, some massive. It also has 3 different continents, starting areas for the races, really cool class design, and classic tab targeting combat that actually also mixes in new ideas such as reactionary abilities that really give it a breath of fresh fresh air to traditional tab targeting MMO combat. Now I'm barely scratching the surface here, because Vanguard also has a political game you can play, which works like a card game, and group harvesting and awesome crafting and so much more. Simply put, Vanguard Saga of Heroes was a major evolution to the MMORPG genre, and due to poor deals and bad timing, it never got fully realized by the community as a whole. Sure, we got Pantheon in the works baking away in the oven, which is realistically the vision beyond what Vanguard did back in 2007, and that is something I am incredibly passionate and excited about. But what about this piece of MMO history? Why can't we have it as well? I am begging Daybreak or EG7 to have a heart. Brad McQuaid has passed away, and as the core designer for EverQuest, the very game that is paying your bills, EG7 and Daybreak, and keeping your lights on, and as a major player in the MMO space, have a heart. Release the database to this indie team working on blood, sweat, and tears to keep this world alive. Zenix, main developer of the Emulation project, has told me that he believes if he had the database, he could convert it into their programming language they are using for the Emulation server in roughly 3 months. That means we could have a fully playable, working all the way through 100% Vanguard Saga of Heroes in around 3 months' time. It would be a swan song victory for all old school MMORPG fans, beautiful PR for Daybreak and EG7, and could be supported in a way similar to P99 being allowed to exist. Did you play on Vanguard Saga of Heroes back in the day? Would you be willing to come play on this Emulation server and help in this kind of peaceful protest for Daybreak and EG7 to release this database? By playing here and helping the population grow, as well as tweeting and dropping that on Daybreak and EG7, our voices can be heard. We have already made the news with a news article sweeping across the internet about a month ago about the population on the BGO MU server topping over 100 players. Let's keep this ball rolling, but I will need your help. So join me in this righteous fight, and let's get Vanguard back in the hands of the players. And as for the question this video asks, is Vanguard worth playing in 2022? Absolutely. It still has the magic of an old school MMORPG while mixing in modern quality of life, and retains the open world adventure and sense of wonder and discovery that makes us love this genre so much in the first place. And it pulls it off with style, and to be honest, the graphics still look good and the gameplay is fantastic. Whether you tried to play back in the day and it just wouldn't run better than a slideshow, or you never gave it a chance, if you like EverQuest, if you like Lord of the Rings Online, if you like Final Fantasy XI, if you like classic WoW, if you like virtual worlds and getting fully immersed in the deep, nerdy details of an MMORPG, Vanguard is for you. And it's sitting there, waiting for you to take a few simple steps to get it installed and start your adventure and rediscover the magic the MMORPGs used to be filled to the brim with. Now remember, it's an alpha state. Some things are a little wonky. You're gonna run into some weird things, of course. It's an alpha. That's the point of this video. That's a point of you helping support it. That's the point of needing the database, so we can get it to 100%. So join me on the BGO MU server. I have a guild. If you'd like to join the Discord, information is in the description, and I'll be streaming it on a regular basis as I have been doing right here on the channel. And make sure to make yourself heard by tweeting Daybreak and EG7 to release the database to BGO MU. And let's see what we as a community are capable of. And that's all for today's video. Thanks for joining. Please like and subscribe, and don't forget, if you'd like to support the channel, there is a button down there for super thanks. Throw me a few bucks to help keep this channel alive. And until next time, my friends, God bless and happy gaming.